On the mics. Oh, okay, welcome to the official, I guess this would be episode 2, but it's got to be episode 1 of Training Talks podcast, which we just invented yesterday. This is Luke. Hi. Luke's the boss.
Are you just doing self-talk during mobility right now?
I'm just talking.
Oh.
Yeah. I talk to myself a lot.
Everybody needs a friend.
Everybody needs a friend, that's right. It's so crazy to me that I can wake up with SI pain, feeling 100 years old while I shovel the driveway, and then roll around for like 4 minutes and feel better.
At least you can fix it.
Well, that's the thing, right?
I feel like that's where like some people miss is they wake up with that SI pain and they think they should do nothing.
Oh, I should shut her down today.
And then they wake up the next day and it's worse.
Yeah.
And they go, this just keeps getting worse.
Yeah.
Like,
give up on their health altogether because
Yeah.
of that back injury from 2008. And how many people like feel that and instantly they're like, I'm going to phone it in today. Can't wait to warm up from my hips for 15 minutes and then do bicep curls.
I was going to say, aren't you doing like that pump day today?
Yeah. Bodies are so cool.
I think only specific physios, chiros, etc.
Yeah.
should work with athletes because there's a difference between functioning and wanting to go through normal life and getting back to your sport and wanting to play and
Right.
like physical confrontation that comes with some sports compared to walking down the stairs.
Yeah, and there's just a massive difference between operational and optimal, you know? Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to be operational, I want to be optimal.
Yeah.
And I feel like some healthcare providers that I've interacted with are frustrated by the fact that that is so much my focus. Like, why can't you be happy type of thing, you know?
Well, like I wonder why you can't be happy either, but
I
for different
wonder-
reasons.
You know what? I ask myself every day, dude. I'm happy. It's blissful dissatisfaction. You almost done there?
Yeah.
I feel like I'm not dead anymore. I think we're good. Wow, they really went crazy on the chalk. Holy. Looks like LeBron James was in here getting ready for a game. You know what happens? I've had days like that where I just want to get chalked up. Got some cheeks coming in, dude.
We're trying.
Okay, what's something you wish you knew in your first year of business?
I would say take the time to get the processes right from the beginning.
Yeah, fair.
You always start out and it's kind of like day by day, fly by the seat of your pants. But then all of a sudden, if that works and you grow and grow and grow, it's really hard to go back and build those processes into an existing business.
Yeah, I agree.
I would have done more things right with big picture in mind than just trying to get shit going.
It's hard to know though, because you're just trying shit at the beginning, you know?
Oh,
Like, you don't
100%.
even know if it's gonna work. You might be back at your dad's farm.
Yeah, and that's
not
where
know,
like
you know?
going back, if I could tell myself something 6 years ago, it'd be get your processes right from the beginning.
Start with systems.
Start with systems.
I need some dumbbells for my curls. I love doing curls. Ugh. Ever since you told me I'm not curling heavy enough, I've been curling really heavy.
I never said you weren't curling heavy enough.
You did say that.
I said you want them to grow. You want size, but you train like an accessory instead of a main movement.
You're right, and you were right. And guess what? My biceps are bigger now.
Yeah, so there you go.
Biceps are truly one of the muscles that I have like the hardest time recruiting.
When you do a call with like a potential client, what do you find is the biggest like hang up with them not getting into it, not wanting to get started, or what's held them back from starting working with a coach or getting into some training?
It's a passion-fueled industry, so there's lots of free shit online, which is good, but like anybody who's ever worked with a coach knows that there's just something about that direct response. Like, I'm watching you do this right now and I'm telling you right now that that's not how you're supposed to do it. I feel like that pulls you along so much further than just like trying to mimic something. And no shade to like the Lululemon mirror thing, but like I just don't think that's necessarily the best way for a person to learn. It's like the individual cueing. So usually it's like, it's not that they've been held up by entering the fitness industry. I feel like a lot of people have entered it at this point. It's just they get caught up on these like mediocre products and they never really kind of see the real potential of like having someone really push your limit. It varies. Like some people are just like, no, I'm not paying that. You know, they'll spend $250 on a meal, but then you ask them to spend $250 on a month's worth of coaching and they're like, absolutely not, I could never. Some people just don't want to be dogs.
You just don't want to be dogs.
I don't understand. Just something about your children looking at you and being like, wow, my parent might be a superhero.
For me, before training meant there was performance for sport. And then as the sport ended, then it became, like fueled by a bit of ego. And also like when you work with athletes and other people, you want to be able to perform like they do and be able to demo and all that. When I had kids, it became, okay, I want to be able to move and play in 15 or 20 years.
Right.
Rather than be like, okay, well, now I have to get my shit together because I'm out of shape and my kids are 14 years old and they're running around I can't get off the couch.
I'm going to dunk on my 14-year-olds.
Oh, my goal is for like, unless they're freaks, I don't want the boys to beat me in any sport until they're like 16.
Yeah, I think that's a good goal.
Doing 55 and a 54.
Nice.
Whew.
What's been one of your I'm a big idiot moments as a business owner?
One of them?
Yeah. Not all of them. We don't have that much time.
It's a great question. I think early on, thinking you can do it all by yourself.
Yeah.
And like that obviously overlays into tons of different decisions.
Yep.
But thinking that you're always the best person for every job and not understanding that A, you have limitations, and B, like sometimes your time and effort can be spent somewhere else,
Right. Doing
way
something
more efficiently.
important.
Like
Yeah.
sometimes it's just better to pay someone to do something
Absolutely.
who's better at it than you.
Absolutely.
So I think
all good businesses do that.
yeah, and that trickles into 10 different decisions every year.
Mine was paying someone in a undeveloped country to build my $7,000 website that ended up being a scam. But hey, you know what? We live and learn, don't we? I learned how to edit a website real quick.
Yeah, you learn how to fix other people's mistakes in a hurry.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm sure you went through this as well, where you think like, and it's a great way to live, but also like sometimes the stress and anxiety wears on you where every deal is the biggest deal.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and goes back to too, like taking on whatever it'd be, clients, projects that don't make sense for your business, but because you look at it and go, I can make another $500 a month.
Yeah, right.
You
I'll
take it
I'll
on,
just
but
fuck my life up.
you fuck your life up, and then you give up $1,500 a month you could be making on doing what you're good at,
Or something smarter, you know?
or something way smarter.
Learning to say no is so hard, but it unlocks just a whole new level of operation.
So for you, coming from basically working in an office on your own, what have you found good and bad about like getting into like the team environment?
The team is awesome. That's very helpful. Not all teams are awesome, but ours is specifically. So that's great. Like even making this, Meg's like trying to get a second camera on us. And I'm like, oh, that's more of a pain in my ass, but then Meg can help me. You know?
So Meg's awesome.
Meg's awesome.
Okay.
Having a place to go is super important. I think like the remote work from home is a little bit overhyped because it's quite lonely. Culture, stakes is a big one. Like I feel like way more motivated because for me personally, like let's say I do $5,000 in sales in a month, that like feels personally gratifying. But now that there's more mouths to feed, it's like 25 is the new 5. You know what I mean? So that's a really cool thing. The downside is that I have to listen to you chirp me 6
About
days of the
overhead
week.
pressing 75 pounds?
Oh, sorry. Did you snatch 185 ever in your life? No, you didn't actually. So you can shut your big mouth.
Those are miserable.
I'm trying to think of downsides, but I guess the downside is like a little more structure.
Yeah.
You know, like I mean, it's a pro and a con, but like I definitely had just an enormous amount of freedom.
Yeah.
You know,
I also think
I
sometimes
still
like
have tons of freedom, but I just had like just an enormous amount of freedom with what I wanted to do on a given week.
yeah, plus like I think as much as things get taken off your plate by parts of the team, things also get put on your plate.
Oh yeah, they do, Meg.
With like you being on the revenue driving and like business development side is finding that balance between you taking on 5 more clients or delegating those 5 clients for everyone else,
Give
right?
those away, yeah. Yeah, no,
And that
exactly.
goes right back to what we just talked about of doing what you're really good at, efficient, not just taking on everything
Right.
because you want another $500.
Yeah, and you know, my goal, my mission statement for my company before I came here, and just like something I try and organize my life around, is helping as many as possible live as good as they can. And the as many as possible factor is like, it's a function of innovation, not a function of like carrying out the same activities over and over. So it's important to stay focused on that. It's hard. Like, you definitely have to get to a place where you're like, you know, your fridge is full of food, your bills are paid, to be able to start playing around like that. But once you're there, it becomes really fun.
Yeah.
I think the other downside, and I'll go on record to say this, is I really miss having coffee with my wife every day.
You'll go on record saying that and hope that doesn't get clipped out to win some brownie points
I'm
with
putting
Bree.
that in there. I'm getting the brownie point, too. No, I do miss that. It was really nice, you know, to, as much as we were sort of on each other's toes from time to time, it was just so nice to be like 2 seconds away from my wife all day, every day. So
like,
if we're hiring,
like me and my wife, like Taylor, talk about this, where they see the hours and the sacrifice put into growing the business on the front line, but they don't see what that means to the family and everyone else in your support system, right? Like how much stress, extra work that puts on their plate, and they get no recognition or gratification from people for it. You know what I mean?
I definitely know, based on your cutely packed lunches, that Taylor's carrying your shit around. So shout out to Taylor. Thanks for carrying the team. Yeah, it definitely goes unrecognized because it's not customer facing.
Yeah,
You know?
but it is so vital. And also, like, even aside just from the time, but like that support of, now if I'm running a team session with 13-year-olds and Taylor's giving me a hard time because I'm not at home, my performance in that session is going to struggle. But because she is the way she is and just takes it on and supports me, now you're able to perform at a higher level without that stress.
Yeah. Like, if I could give any advice to a 20-year-old, it would be pick the right partner.
I thought you were going to say don't get married, but pick the right partner too.
No, definitely get married. All it takes is one bonehead to weasel into your life and just like totally screw you up.
Yeah.
These are too heavy. I think I was trying to show off for the camera. I'm going down. Do you want to mess with this? Who thought I could curl 40s? No one's smart. How many sets you got left?
Last one.
Nice. Okay, biggest success as a coach. You did one of your biggest failures. What's one of your biggest successes? I can answer this for you, but I want to hear your answer first.
If your answer involves hiring you.
No. That was a good choice.
Big picture wise, it's been like, there's lots of shit that you think success is, like some of the contracts we have, some of the things we've been able to do, athletes we've worked with. Biggest success, and I hope people who have worked with us for a while would agree, the relationships we've built, be it clients, organizations we work with, all of that side of things. I think a lot of the residual success, or people who contact us, so much of our business has been word of mouth.
Yeah, referral.
And that's built on treating people right.
Yeah.
And taking care of them, because like at the end of the day, without relationships, you're never going to get results.
Yeah.
If we can't have a kid or their parent trust us to work with them and continue to work with them, then we have no longevity in the game.
Yeah. I was going to say, like, building a winning culture. Like, everybody that comes in here is just so happy to be here. I think that's so cool.
Yeah.
It's not easy to do.
No,
People are pretty pissed off in general, I think, in life. So being able to have how many faces do we see in a week?
A lot.
Almost 1,000, probably?
Probably running around there.
Yeah, so having 1,000 friendly faces coming in here, stoked to be here.
Yeah, like, I don't know if they're all that happy when they leave, but when they come in the door, they're happy.
Well, that's right. They're not happy, but they're better off when they leave. What do you have next?
RFEs.
Oh, nice. Perfect.
Yeah, because why not? You can just keep curling right there. I'll just get right in your bubble there.
Work around me?
Yeah, well, I'll just work around.
Did I ever tell you I'm not a body contact guy?
I know that. Neither am I.
I ever tell you that?
You've told me that.
For a guy that's not a body contact guy, you touch me a lot. Music cut out.
Music cut out, right.
I've been doing band, vest, kettlebell for 8 reps, and then putting it down, the kettlebell, and doing a burnout set with both my hands on the bar just until I cannot function. And that's why my quads are very average.
Favorite moment, like, I don't know how to word this. favorite instant moment feeling, like when you're coaching with someone like one-on-one in a group, like
I would say it's like the light bulb moment.
Yes, sir.
Where like you give them a cue and they're just like, oh my God, I can feel my hamstrings for the first time in my entire life.
Yeah.
That's definitely one of the good ones.
Yeah.
But like in a more drawn out way, like making people fall proof. Like I really like working with people who are clumsy because making them fall proof is like the coolest thing.
Yeah.
After the age of 60, most likely way to be hospitalized or die is in a fall. So getting people to be stable AF, all of a sudden you got like 55-year-olds doing pistol squats. That's really cool.
No, that is really cool.
Very neat, you know?
But I agree completely, like, on that light bulb moment.
Yeah.
Like, especially if it's been something you've been working on for, like, whatever, 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah.
And it just hasn't clicked. And I think, too, like, having that first light bulb moment with a client or an athlete.
Yeah.
And then understanding what wording, what kind of things actually work to cue them.
Yeah.
And knowing, okay, we're going to be successful now for X amount of time because I know how to coach you.
Yeah.
Right? Like figuring that connection and relationship out, I think is really, really cool.
I feel like that's sort of understated. Like I think one of my biggest skills as a coach is that, like from a language standpoint, I'm willing to take any vector to get to our solution. Whereas I feel like some people put themselves in a box of like scientific language and they're like, this is how I'm going to speak. You learn it or you don't. Whereas I'm like, act like you're going to hump the GHD machine. And they're like, oh shit, my glutes work.
I get it, yeah. No, and I think that's where you see like, hey, there's a lot of people a lot more educated than both of us and a lot smarter than both of us in the field.
Yeah.
But if you can't communicate and you can't connect with a client and you talk like a textbook, you're just wasting time.
I've done a lot of volume in the last couple of days.
Yeah, I feel like you've had a big upper week.
Big upper week.
Like Jesse over there. Come on, Jesse! You got 275 for a triple today?
I don't even know if I could front squat 275 for a triple.
No, you can't.
Okay, that was rude. You don't know that. This is way too heavy again. Something's going
You're
on.
really, you know what's going on? You're on camera and you're mic'd up and you're trying to juice it up for the crowd.
I'm a small boy.
He looks like me with Taylor at the grocery store. Take it back. We should have a guess those lyrics segment with Andrew.
Yep.
Where you mumble and people have to guess what song you're mumbling.
The songbird of my generation.
What's the hardest day on Friday? Like this should be the pump day.
You did 3 sets already?
Of those? No, I did 2.
What about the third?
I don't know. What's it feel like to do this day earlier in the week when you're not fatigued? And just come in and do fucking bicep curls on a Friday.
That's called being on top of your programming.
Did you do your pulls this week or did you just do shoulders?
I did pulls.
Yeah? And your back work?
Not the back.
No? You want your biceps to grow, but you don't want to do heavy back work. I'm doing a third set. It's just going to be at body weight.
It's cute.
You're going to take your pink 15-pound dumbbell with me.
You wish it was pink.
Your fuzzy handcuffs in your gym bag.
Dude. That's crazy.
That's
You
wild.
would call me out like that. You know that those are used for private reasons only. I feel large and in charge.
You feel large and in charge?
I feel that.
You almost look it.
Almost. You probably write great Christmas cards. Just a real inspiration over there.
Enjoy your mediocre holidays.
Yeah.
Sometimes people just need to be told the truth. You have enough people giving you happy-go-lucky comments and feedback, Andrew. You need a little sad and angry.
I do not need sad and angry. I get enough of that from disappointing Meg. You want this or no?
Huh?
You want this?
No.
You know, earlier when we talked about Taylor supporting you, I didn't know that she carried stuff upstairs for you too.
Have you worked on your bench since you got pinned by 245?
Oh, a little bit.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure when we benched Monday, I hit 8 on my last set and you hit 6 at the same weight. And you have 25 pounds on me.
Yeah, on an incline day. Incline doesn't count.
Oh, incline doesn't count. That's right.
No. Andrew just modifies all of his to bicep curls anyway.
Yeah, well, if your biceps were as small as mine, you'd be doing the same thing.
If you want to be large, Wendy's bacon portobello mushroom melt is back.
Just on the record, Luke is not the head of our nutrition department.
So before I go cry in the corner and do hamstring curls, what have we learned today? Pick the right partner
Pick the right partner.
in business. Build a team of people around you Yeah, a good team of people that you can trust.
Smarter than you are.
Smarter than you are,
Yeah.
which for us too, it's pretty easy.
Yeah. Not
That leaves us with a large pool to select from.
Not a hard one.
But I also think once you trust and select those people, trust in them to do what they're good at
Yep.
and not do everything.
Don't be a micromanager.
Don't micromanage. Make mistakes.
Make lots of mistakes. Learn from them.
Yeah, but systems first. Learn from our mistakes.
I like fail quickly as a concept.
Yeah,
Like just fail fast.
Yeah.
You know? Always pussy out on your last set of RFEs.
when in doubt, write your own program and just put bicep curls in it.
Yeah, that's actually a good strategy for
That's
anyone
actually probably the go-to
who's trying to grow biceps.
to athletes, clients, just everyone else. Look at yourself in the mirror and invest in yourself.
Yeah.
If you can spend $200 on a Saturday night, you can spend $200
it's
bucks
crazy.
on
It's so
training.
crazy to me that people are price adverse in this industry when they'll spend like a case of beer is what, 50, 60, 80 bucks? I don't even know.
Yeah.
80 bucks?
I drink
60
Crown
bucks?
Royal, so.
He drinks Crown Royal.
But yeah, and people have no problem buying that.
Twice a week.
Twice a week might be.
That might be, you should probably get some help.
Yeah, we might be pitching to the wrong audience on that. But yeah, the things people spend money on,
Your
but
phone bill is 150.
yeah, but
Like-
won't put it into themselves. And especially like, it is an investment. The more you put
Yeah.
into it, is the better service.
Yeah.
Usually, the better service and value you're going to get, and the more pleased you're going to be with it.
Yeah.
It's one thing. I think that's the other side of things too. Is people happily continue a membership at some big gym at $70 a month and
Right.
never fucking go.
Right.
But God forbid, spend $200 and actually be accountable to something and get results.
Yeah.
Is it better to spend $200 and get something out of it, or waste 70?
Well, the thing Jesse and I talked about, and I've said a lot lately, is like, if you're going to invest in fitness, invest in knowing more, not in doing more. You
Yeah.
know? Like you go do shit anywhere, but it's the knowing that's the issue. The reason I'm in better shape than other people and you're in better shape than other people is because we just know more.
Yeah.
So,
You don't need to include me in that, but
I mean, you're in good shape. Goodish.
good-ish.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, dude.